I've been asked why politicians make such small, slow steps on climate change. It's really frustrating for those of us whose political power is limited to watch the slow pace of political action. We know that to reduce the worst climate impacts, we need to phase out fossil fuels and invest in renewable energy. We need to stop land clearing and we need to improve agriculture and transport systems. But there are several reasons why making these necessary changes is difficult for our elected leaders. But that doesn't mean that we should give up on politicians. Instead, we need to make it very clear that climate action is our number one priority. Politicians can only do the things that a majority of voters want them to do. So this is known as having a mandate for certain types of action. If they do something they don't have a mandate for, they're likely to lose popular support and they could be kicked out at the next election. So it's much easier for them to make small steps that will be less costly and less controversial than big steps that may have a high short-term cost, even if they're better in the long term. Because climate change is a global problem, it also involves politicians from the 198 countries who are signed up to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. And within this agreement, they all agree to decide on actions that they all consider fair and achievable. And this is really hard because countries have different systems, different laws, different histories and very different climate impacts. To help our politicians to make the big changes we need, we can all talk with our friends and families about why climate change action is important to us. The more we talk about it, the more people will vote with climate change in mind. And this will give politicians a mandate for the urgent climate action we really need.